Fluidic elements, the invisible substances that shape life. Kardec teaches that the universal fluid, when diversified, originates an infinity of fluidic elements that fill space. These elements are the subtle principles of nature, the primal forces that sustain matter, life, and thought. Just as chemical elements form tangible bodies, fluidic elements form the invisible structures that animate and organize the spiritual universe. Everything in the cosmos, from the particle to the spirit, is a modification and combination of these fluids in varying degrees of purity and vibration. The spiritual world is an immense ocean of fluids, where each spirit, through thought, attracts, modifies, and directs these substances. The fluid is the instrument of will. The spirit thinks, and the fluid obeys. This interaction is the basis of all mediumistic, magnetic, and spiritual phenomena. There is no miracle. There are subtle laws in action, governed by conscious intelligences and harmonized with divine will. Modern physics confirms that matter is merely a condensation of energy. Subatomic particles are not things, but vibrations in invisible fields. This primordial energy, which vibrates in the quantum vacuum, is what Kardec called the universal fluid. All fluidic elements derive from it, with different densities and properties. What spirits perceive and use as spiritual matter, contemporary science is beginning to investigate as energy and information fields that permeate space-time. Astrophysics today identifies the existence of dark matter and dark energy, which make up more than 95% of the universe, but are invisible to human instruments. These still unknown forces act on galaxies and the movement of the cosmos, revealing that the invisible is the true foundation of the visible reality. Spiritualism, a century before these discoveries, already stated the invisible is what governs the visible. Spiritual fluids combine, attract, and repel each other like gases and physical bodies. Every thought, emotion, and will creates a modification in these elements, altering the vibration of the environment. Love purifies and illuminates the fluids. Hatred makes them dense and corrosive. Therefore, each human being lives immersed in a personal fluidic climate, shaped by their inner life. In Spiritism, morality is the science of the vibrations of the spirit. Modern chemistry teaches us that every substance results from the union of elements in precise proportions. Similarly, spiritual fluids organize themselves according to laws of vibratory affinity. Thought is the force that combines or dissociates these subtle energies. The pure spirit manipulates them perfectly. The inferior spirit does so in a confused and disorderly manner. Hence the healing power of elevated spirits and the disruptive nature of lower vibrations. Energy biology shows that the human body is a fluid condenser. Our cells, especially the nervous system, are antennas that receive and emit continuous vibrations. Thought, faith, and intention act as commands on the vital field, modifying its structure and balance. Prayer and passes are conscious ways of acting on these fluids, directing vital energy from one being to another under the control of will and love. Neuroscience is beginning to understand this mechanism. Elevated emotions produce chemicals that balance the organism and generate harmonious brain waves. These waves, in turn, emit measurable electromagnetic energy. All evidence suggests that the brain is a physical translator of spiritual will, a fluidic power plant that converts thought into force. Kardec already said, "Thought is the spirit's fluid." Spiritualism, by revealing the nature and properties of fluidic elements, dissolves the myth of the supernatural. It shows that the universe is governed by an invisible chemistry, as precise as that which rules material bodies. The difference is that, on the spiritual plane, the reagent is thought and the catalyst is love. It is through this divine science that God maintains order, life, and evolution in all worlds. Quantum physics and spiritualism converge in the same direction. The universe is vibration, consciousness, and interconnection. Everything vibrates, everything communicates, everything transforms. Fluidic elements are the raw material of continuous creation, the living bridge between spirit and matter. In them, divine will manifests, and universal love finds its purest language. Thus, studying fluidic elements is studying the alphabet of creation. Each thought is a letter, each emotion is a tone, each action is a form. And the spirit, in the exercise of will and morality, is the composer who writes the symphony of life itself. If this reflection brought you clarity and inspiration, share it. Because understanding the fluidic elements is recognizing that we are made of the same substance that vibrates in the heart of the universe.